Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and today I'm talking about why D&D low-level play is the best. Or is it? Obviously, yes. Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game made by Wizards of the Coast, previously TSR Inc., Tactical Rules Studies. And it's the first tabletop role playing game, and obviously the longest running because it's still going to this day. I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons over the years. I played some basic D&D, some AD&D first and second edition. I played some third edition, some fifth edition. I've never played fourth edition, but it is what it is. And let me tell you, I'm going to join the general consensus in saying that low level play is where it's at. The reason why I say this is because, as you probably have already heard before, once you get over like level 7, the game starts to lose its balance. Once you get over level 10, you're basically a superhero, and it becomes extra hard for the dungeon master to be able to challenge you as a player. There's a few other reasons why low level play, and when I say low level play, I'm talking about 1 through 4, levels 1 through 4 as a character, is more fun and exciting because, one, you're a lot weaker, which means you have to do more resource management. You have to be careful with your spells and your potions and your weapons and things. And then, two, it's a lot more dangerous. You have to be cautious in your decisions. You have to know when to fight, when to negotiate, and when to run. Now, the other thing about low level play, and one of the things I think is the reason why most players prefer it, is because it tends to be more action oriented. Once you get above level 10, combat becomes nearly impossible for the dungeon master to maintain because your characters have like multiple actions per round. Becomes cumbersome. You can cast multiple spells per round, powerful spells per round. Just so much you can do, and then it just becomes harder for the DM to keep track of it all while also trying to make it fair and balanced for the characters. So it's not like them just being tanks walking all over the big bad boss like it was just a grunty old half challenge rating skeleton. So a lot of players have more fun at the lower level because they get more combat choices that are more exciting and interesting. And I think it's more interesting when you have fewer choices and you have to carefully select your spells and carefully select your feats and your weapons and your actions and what you're gonna try to do. It gets a little grindy at level 1 and 2, but once you get over level 3, the grind kind of balances out a little bit. And then now there's also still plenty of opportunities for role playing at low levels too, because if you're a level 1 party and you walk into a cave and you come across let's say a level 8 beholder, you're not going to want to fight that thing because it's going to TPK the party. And then game over. That's the end of your adventure. So you're either going to have to find a way around that cave or try to negotiate with the beholder without getting turned to stone or evaporated out of existence. Which is going to be very difficult to do at low level play. So you get more opportunities for role playing. Also, there's the the opening tavern scene that every D&D campaign has, and then there's completing quests and going back and renegotiating with the NPCs for more treasure and troops and things like that. It's a lot of fun stuff you can do. I think most games tend to fizzle out between levels 5 and 7, and most D&D campaigns, pre-published modules, tend to be between levels 1 through 7 by and large. Usually broken up in like levels 1 through 3, 4 through 5, or 4 through 6, and then 5 through 7, those kind of staggered things. To make it fun and challenging for the characters at that level. Because if it isn't challenging, then it's less likely to be fun. And that's just kind of the way it is. Now, the downside to playing low levels means you're going to be dying a lot, and that means rolling up new characters a lot. And depending on which edition of the game you're playing, that can be easy breezy or really friggin' cumbersome, especially if you're playing 3.5 edition. It could take a good hour to hour and a half to make up one character if you're playing 3.5 edition. So there is that. Honestly, I've never played past level 3. I usually either I get bored and move on to another game and start a different campaign, or we've done everything there was to do, and now it's just like, well, we're keeping the game going, but really it's like we've already fulfilled our characters, whatever their goal was. Or groups just fizzle out. That happens too. Or I move, or somebody from the group moves, or the game just doesn't work because of work schedules, or whatever reason. Now, there's nothing in the rules that says you have to start at level 1 and level up to later levels. Gygax tried to sneak that rule in an earlier edition of D&D, but I think most people just ignored it, and then that rule was left out in later editions of D&D. But by and large, you can start at level 15 if you want. Just create a party of level 15 characters and go fight demigods. If that's what you want to do, if that's what the DM wants to do. I love Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm kind of sad that the company that makes it is in shambles right now, and the hobby is kind of in flux, because D&D's future is kind of uncertain to a degree, and that makes me sad. But it is what it is. So hey, we still have plenty of good stuff out there, books and modules and campaign settings and everything else over the past 50 years of the game's history, because it just turned 50 this year, or it's going to turn 50 this year. So yeah, lots of good stuff out there to play. Stay cool.